first got here, the waiting rooms were not terribly comfortable and friendly, and it occurred to me that when we renovated, that we ought to have in mind creating a space that was much more friendly and comforting to the patients. My wife and I went with a friend to China, I think it was in 1998. They were taking pictures, and so we said, well, let's put these pictures on the wall. These are really interesting. You know, it's all sorts of street scenes and interesting buildings on the wall.
And so I put up some of my China photographs with another friend of mine who went to China too, and I think that's pretty much how it started.
And it really stimulated the idea of just doing this as a regular thing. And it turns out in the Boston community, there's a wealth of talent.
My life as a painter was born out of the treatment that my dad received back in 2003, 2004. The painting behind me, I call it Safe Harbor. When I had the blessing of having my artwork to be included in a cancer waiting room, I've had the opportunities to see it from both perspectives. When we always got to Mass General Hospital, the waiting room was our safe harbor.
The first place you come is here, but your first view is through those beautiful glass.
I came to Mass General 3 years ago when I was suddenly diagnosed with cancer. And you sit in a seat, you have no idea what's on the other side of that door, and you just stare. And then all of a sudden, my eyes just got captivated on a few of the scenes, and it was summertime, so the summer installations were up, and they were beautiful beach scenes. The colors, the textures, all of a sudden, for a few moments, I wasn't thinking about what was on the other side of that big unknown world that was so scary to me in that moment. And as my seasons changed at the Cancer Center and the portraits changed.
To be part of the Illuminations Program, to give a little peace and perhaps a smile on those who have come here to be treated at Mass General Hospital is very, very, very humbling to me.
It's the total well-being of the human being. And if someone feels more emotionally prepared and they feel that they can get through it, they tend to do better. Because what we've learned over the years, it's all about how the patient is going into it.
You know, I was painting this, and I just, you know, when you paint, you're not painting an object, you're painting shapes.
It gives me joy to know that what I have a passion for gives someone else a feeling of excitement, gives patients something that they can talk about, takes their mind away from what they're actually coming to the unit to do.
The most amazing time for me that says everything I need to know about Illuminations is when it's not there. When I walk in to the waiting room on the periodic times where we're changing over the artwork and I see nothing on the walls, I just say, man, is Illuminations a great program. It is something that when it's not there, you palpably feel its absence.
When I first went to hang the pictures in the waiting rooms, of course, anybody that does that would be a little nervous. So once you get over some of that, and what helps you get over it is the patients inevitably comment on what you're doing. Sometimes they'll say, move it 1/4 of an inch to the left. Other times they'll say, I really like that picture. Other times you get real heartfelt stories from them. Sometimes you have to stop hanging and sit and listen to the stories because that's the point of the whole program.
But the sky is better when it's stormy.
Time is so important, and art is a way of holding on to time. For me, I'm a cancer survivor myself. I was treated 23 years ago for breast cancer, and I'm lucky because I'm okay. And so it's an escape for the artist to do the art, but it's also a way of the patient escaping into this other place where they can enjoy something so different than what they're experiencing.
The pictures I remember of Boston Harbor that we hung recently, there was a fellow who came right over to me and said, just that spot right there, that's where my brothers taught me to swim. And so I listened to that for a while, and he explained how the way his brothers had taught him to swim was by pushing him in.
It's nice also for the patients to feel like they can take part in the activities of the hospital. You know, it's not them and us, it's we.
Just keep me grounded in knowing that life can change in a second. And what I do, even though it's not clinical, matters in the lives of other people.
Say these things to me, it was worth the ride and to stay here, and I really don't want this evening to end.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So,
Thank you everybody for coming tonight. I'm so sorry I couldn't be here to celebrate the Illuminations and this wonderful program that we've started at Mass General. I also want to thank specifically Bruce Chabner and Terry McDonald for the success of this program and their wonderful leadership of it. Illuminations has made a tremendous impact on our patients' lives, and our environment is very patient-centric because of Illuminations, and it celebrates all that's great about the Mass General. Thanks again.
All in all, the program manages to get by. The hospital has been very helpful, I should say, recently in helping us move the program along, but it goes from year to year. And if the hospital has a bad year budget-wise, then this program will suffer. So it would really be great if we could sustain it with its own endowment. And so we're hoping to work toward that.
The Illuminations program has been in existence for over 15 years now. And it's my fervent hope that it continues for 30 more years at least. And so whatever you can do to make that happen, the hospital, the patients, we all will be so appreciative. Thank you.